All right, John Winter.
Yes, Judge.
What is happening with your case?
Could I be put in a breakout room with Corny Pierce, please?
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 2. Mr. Pierce, if you can go to number 2. Mr. Martinez, if you'll go to breakout room number 1. Mr. Martinez, 14B, the inmate, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please. Norma, he's not, Mr. Nicholas, is he a Spanish speaker or no?
No, he's fluent in English, but he's probably confused about how to navigate the system.
Mr. Martinez, I'm pressing a button asking you to unmute. Please unmute.
Do you see the little red microphone?
Look at the screen, Mr. Martinez. I have pressed a button saying unmute. So please unmute.
Judge, do you want me to call someone at the jail?
Yes, please.
I will.
And Sean Dawes, are you ready to continue on your hearing with Mr. Perez?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Everyone, please make use of the chat box because we are on the record and we're going back on the record and cause number 2021 CR 1809 and 2021 CR 1784. Defense, I believe it was your redirect.
Correct.
You may start.
Okay, thank you. John, just a couple more questions. These convictions out of state, how old are they? Unmute. You have to unmute.
Yes, sir. They're from 2003, 2004.
Okay. All right, no further questions.
All right, any other questions from the state?
No questions, Judge.
All right, defense, for your next witness.
Defense rests, Your Honor.
All right, state, any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument. Defense, it's your motion. You may start.
Yes, Your Honor, first of all, I'll address the case number 2021 CR 1784. That's the possession 1 to 4. There's no bond on that. Now, the reason for that is there was an affidavit of surrender surety. So I'm assuming that's why he was remanded without bond on that one. So, I mean, that's a 3rd-degree felony. So we're asking for, I don't have the guidelines in front of me, but I'm asking for 10,000 on that also.
All right, and there are no guidelines to setting bonds that have been agreed to by the judges. So those guidelines no longer exist in Bexar County.
Okay.
So in 2021 CR 1784, you're asking for a bond amount of how much, counsel?
For 3rd-degree, 10,000.
All right, so let's then move on to the next case. What are you asking for as far as bond in that case?
10,000 on that also. Now, granted, you know, it is a 1st degree. It is a very serious offense. I would like the court to take into account, of course, his indigency, the fact that obviously he's had let's just say a turbulent history with this young woman. And, you know, he obviously he's He says he didn't do it or whatever, but that's not the issue here. But the point is that he believes that he's in danger, if he continues to stays there, because of course he's getting into fights. And I guess at some point he suffered injuries. We don't know. I mean, we know kind of the history of what has been going on at the Bexar County Jail. There are people who have died, what have you. He's afraid of, he's in fear of his life. So I would ask that the court take that into consideration, given the seriousness of the offense. He's contrite here. He's going to stay away from this woman, and just fight the cases. So, and of course, he has family ties here. He's not a flight risk. Of course, he has grandchildren here, so there's no reason for him to just take off. I know the state might say, well, he might have other people in Michigan or Toledo, but he has testified they're no longer there, and he does want to fight his case. So yes, so I'm asking for, and actually, we can go even lower on the third degree to even 5,000, but in particular on the ag kidnapping, given the financial means that he has, I would say 10,000 on that.
State?
Your Honor, I apologize. I thought I'd introduced and entered the state's exhibits prior to going on lunch, but I realized I did not. So at this time, state would move to enter the email attachments on state's exhibit 1, which is the criminal history of the defendant.
Okay, no objection.
All right, state's exhibit number 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Judge. At this time, Your Honor, I would like to point out that he has admitted to having connections to 2 different states, both Ohio and Michigan state, which he's received criminal arrests and convictions in both different states. The defendant admitted that although his convictions are older, he was only recently released from prison in 2017, which when he came down to San Antonio, he has criminal history dating back to 2017. With that also being said, defense counsel is promising that he's going to stay away from this woman, but he's also already been given an emergency protective order against her, prohibiting him from having contact, which he repeatedly ignored when he called her multiple times from jail, telling her things such as, either you're with me or against me, and you need to drop the charges against me. I also want to point out that all of his offense convictions out of Michigan State were for violent offenses involving attempted murder. I think he's a danger to the community. I think he's a danger to the victim. And I also think that based on his connections to both those states, that he is a flight risk. And I think that the bond is appropriate at what it's already set at, Judge, of $75,000.
All right, anything else from the defense? It's your motion. You'll have the final argument.
Just that, there's no evidence that he has any more connections out of state. So that's all I'll say.
All right, so the court is reviewing state's exhibit number 1. So is this related to your client where it says nickname assassin, nickname twin, nickname hitman?
Purportedly, Your Honor, anyone can say anything about gang
Twin,
affiliation or
not the other guys.
Mr. Perez?
I thought you was asking me, I'm sorry.
No, I did not ask you any questions, and you know I did not ask you a question. So stop pretending as though I've asked you a question, and I've muted you on your end because there's noise coming back from your end. So stop unmuting yourself and then pretending that you don't know how to do that. So from what I've heard in the evidence is we have an assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation. That was a conviction. We have a weapons felony firearm. That was a conviction. We have an assault with intent to murder. The assault with dangerous weapon. Armed robbery. All right, and cause number 2021 CR 1784. I'll set his bond at $20,000, place him on full house arrest with GPS. And cause number 2021 CR 1809, which is the aggravated kidnapping. I'll deny your motion and I will add GPS full house arrest. Will you stop, Mr. Perez? Stop praying to me. And stop swearing on your mom's eyes and your children's life. Is there anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state judge.
All right, Norma, can we get another setting date for this case, please?
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. Judge, I can do May 13th.
All
That'll be
right,
fine.
defense, have you received all the discovery in each of these cases?
Up until this point, yes.
State, have you tendered an offer to the defense?
We did, Your Honor. It was rejected today.
All right, Mr. Perez, you're coming back to court on May 13th. May 13th is your plea deadline date. After that date, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. Do you understand? Now you can unmute yourself. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will not accept
May
any plea
13th.
bargain agreements after that date. So whomever you want to speak
Walk across
with,
the street, wait for the cops.
you need to speak to them before that date. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norman, can you let them know that Mr. Perez can go back?
Can I get a second with you
So that's what
Can I
this
talk to my
report
lawyer
was. And
for a second? So I know-
John,
Yes.
John, I'll call you.
that was true.
Okay, we'll set up the
Okay.
Zoom so we can talk. Okay.
All right, thank you. Norma, if you can
Thank
let
you.
me
That's probably
know.
what happened.
Maybe excuse. Okay, thank you. Your Honor.
Yes.
It's real. I mean, I need back. I'm fucking, I look back.
All right, is there anyone who's ready?
Cornelius Cox.
All right, thank you. Just give me one moment. All right, Rebecca Reyes,
Yes, ma'am.
on Ms. Flanagan, did she complete her UA?
Let me check that, Judge.
Who would be the prosecutor on this case involving Ms. Flanagan?
It was me, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
on 4-1, it showed Miss Test, and on 4-2, violation, collection violation. The client did not want to follow procedure.
All right, so there we have it. I'm not going to make a ruling on this case because she won't provide a UA. Mr. Cox, do you know why your client has not provided a UA?
Yeah, I wanted to speak to that, Judge. When we were here on Friday, I believe, she was instructed to go give, when they went to the breakout room, she was instructed to go give the UA. I guess it was after 3 o'clock. She left home after 3 and was racing down because she had to come downtown to try to get the UA. She called me on the way and said traffic was bad, that she didn't know whether she was going to make it or not. And by the time she got to the location, it was 4 o'clock.
But what
and
about
it
the
was closed.
second day?
Now, the second day, I wasn't aware. She's on, and the court can talk. I wasn't aware that she I know she tried to, I instructed her to try to go there or go somewhere else. I'm not sure.
Right.
But the second day would have been a Saturday. I wasn't aware that they were open on Saturday. I
No,
don't know.
she actually went to the location to do the UA,
Okay.
and she would not follow instructions.
Okay, she can speak to that, Judge, but I think it was a situation where she had a physical problem of actually giving a specimen, and I can let her speak to that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I want a UA. I'm not ruling on this until I get my UA.
Okay.
Okay.
There we are.
All
And
right.
it will be
I
a
did-
random, it will be a random UA because she's not going to tell me when she's going to do the UA. It's going to be a random one. So probation, give her a random UA. It won't be today. Just do it whenever, and we'll see what the results are. But I'm not going to accept a UA today.
I did do one at a different location. I did just get out of the hospital. I had a TIA, really bad kind of symptom stroke, and I have a very bad bladder infection, and I couldn't get it to the line. And then whenever I would go to like wait again, she would dump it, and I'm like, I can only get so much out at a time. So then I went on to associates. I went to associates. She waited for me, and I did give a specimen at associates, and it is negative.
Yes. All right.
But I'll do another one anytime you want.
Sure. Rebecca, set her up with a random UA.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Then I'll consider that once I have a random UA that's negative.
Judge,
Okay.
I'm going to have her do a call-in line, and it's going to set up a random drug test for her. So she will
All right.
have to call Monday through Friday before, I believe it's 8 a.m. and they'll let her know she has to do a drug test or not.
Okay,
I'll see you.
I just have picked up more medicines from the hospital. I had to go back in. So I'll have to provide some more of the medicines I just picked up. Some were making me sick, and some were messing with my clotting in my blood. Okay.
Okay.
And then I'm on a lot of antibiotics.
All right. If you go to breakout room number 3, probation will set you up with the phone number and who you need to call.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Join breakout room.
Yes. Join breakout room number 3.
I'm trying to push it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh. It's not letting me, and I don't know why. But I'm gonna keep
All right.
pushing.
Are you on a computer or on your
Oh,
phone?
I'm on a phone. I don't even know how to turn on a computer, honestly.
All right. If you will just press, oh, maybe that's it. Yep, she's there. Ron Ross. Oh, Norma.
I'm
We
here.
have Sean Dawes to come back. He left without addressing his other client.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here, Judge.
All right. Where is Mr. Prudencio Rodriguez?
You should be there in the courtroom.
Here, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone, just give me one moment. Mr. Ross, do you need to speak with your client before we start?
No, ma'am, I do not. We're ready to go forward.
All right, and Norma, on Mr. Prudencio, though, what I need is I need a consent to plea from him.
Judge, I'm submitting paperwork to you on that right now.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Ron, do you want to go into break room?
All right, I'll send you out to breakout room number 4. And Ron, if you can go to 4. Mr. Rodriguez, you can have a seat. Our number, you can cancel the paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, Fargo. Thank you, Norma. You're correct. All right, Norma, we have left John Winter. He's in a breakout room. And Stephen Nicholas. And I think they're doing paperwork.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, I just sent you another chat.
Okay.
Paperwork is done, Judge.
All right, let me look. All right, I see that now.
I'm not sure, Judge. I think Alexandra's going to withdraw the motion.
Oh, no, she's just sent me that.
Ms. Williamson, I think, told me that.
Yes. So what I'm going to do is to the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you go to breakout room number 3 to see if probation needs anything else from Mr. Prudencio? And Ron, if you'll go to breakout room number 3, and Alexandra, if you could go to 3, and then Ron, you and your client will be excused. But I want to make sure probation doesn't want him to do something else.
I got you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good afternoon.
All right, you too. Thank you.
See you on Monday, I think.
I'll see you then. Norma, can I see you in a breakout room?
Yes, ma'am.
Breakout room number 4. And everyone, I will be right back. And could somebody make sure that Mr. Wagner actually made it to County Court at Law number 9?
Judge, they're gonna log him back in because he's just wanting answers.
Okay, sure. I'll talk to him. Mr. Perez, can you unmute? What is your question?
About the GPS house arrest?
Yes,
That was for the, you reinstated the drug charge bond?
the drug bond is set at $20,000. You're placed on full GPS.
That's just for that charge?
Yes.
Okay, and then the aggravated kidnapping?
The motion to reduce bond is denied. That bond will still be the same amount, and I've added full GPS.
Okay, that's if I make the $75,000 bond. I have
Yes.
to do full GPS. Okay,
Yes.
I just need to understand what, I'm not gonna be able to make that bond, so I'm not. I thought I was gonna get out with the $20,000 GPS. I thought I had a chance to get back to work. I'm sorry. I just
Judge-
I explained it to me.
Judge,
Yes,
sorry
no,
to
no,
interrupt.
yes.
If you get an email right now for a rejection or dismissal on a Guel, Guel, can you hold off on signing that? You already signed it.
Mhm.
Okay, clerk, who I hope is Lupe, who definitely hasn't processed that. Do not process the Guel dismissal, Guel, until I say it's okay. I have to check one thing before we do that.
And
Do not process.
yes,
I
and
know
that
you
was
haven't
a
done
part.
it yet, Lupe,
Yes.
so like there, see, the mic there. Yeah,
right.
boy.
Okay.
That's a part of,
Thank you.
so that everyone will know, that's a part of an agreement. And I am assuming the agreement has not been completed. So Lupe, don't put that in the system yet. Mr. Perez, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am. No,
All right.
Thank you.
Norman, you're welcome. Norman, can you let them know he can go back?
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Brenna.
I thought you left too, come on. You finished?
Brenna, don't people realize that I sign documents right away? I don't leave them sitting. They don't stay sitting in the inbox. They're done. All right, and do we have all the paperwork done on Mr. Martinez yet?
I sent him the court's documents, Judge. I don't know about the plea.
All right, to the clerks, I'm sending you to breakout room number 1 to see if the paperwork is completed on Martinez.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Winter?
Yeah, Judge. So we were unable to work anything out on Mr. Pierce. So we're asking to stay on the trial docket.
All right, Mr. Pierce, can you unmute for me, please?
I'm unmuted.
Thank you. Mr. Winter, have you received all of the discovery in this case?
Yes, I have.
All right, state on Mr. Pierce's case, I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery. Are you able to get that to me by April 30th?
Yes, sorry, Judge, I was muted.
No problem. All right, so acknowledgement of discovery will be due on April 30th. Mr. Pierce,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Winter, are you requesting a jury trial or are you okay with doing a bench trial?
We're requesting a jury trial.
All right.
A jury trial?
Yes, Corny. Remember, jury for guilt, innocence, judge for punishment.
Judge for punishment?
Right.
Now we're gonna have the judge assess his trial for us.
Yeah, maybe I should go back in the breakout room with him real quick, Judge. Just
Sure.
make sure.
Oh Lord, I'm sweating.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Okay, Judge.
How am I gonna do this? Leave?
No, do you see at the bottom of the box where it says breakout rooms? At the bottom of the
ma'am, I
screen,
don't.
you see where it says chat?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, do you see where it's 4 little boxes that say breakout rooms?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, click on that.
Okay.
All right, and when you click on that, do you see where it's inviting you to go to breakout room number 4?
Join breakout room. Yes, ma'am.
All right, click on that to join it.
Judge, we're going to Jennings, Louisiana. Do you know where that's at?
No, I've never traveled to Jennings.
Okay, I'm sure many people have not, according to my friend, so.
But you know, it's all beautiful.
Yeah. What's the really big bridge that you go over when you go from Texas?
Oh, you mean the one that is straight 100% water?
Yeah.
And that you don't want to get stalled on that bridge?
100%, yes. What's the name of that bridge?
I think it's Pontchartrain.
Pontchartrain, okay.
Yes. Let me look at that. Yeah, you'll be fine. It's near Lake Charles.
Okay.
Jennings. And I will tell you, I don't know if you all are going to be going over that bridge.
Oh, I was like really excited.
I mean, there are several bridges. I just
Yeah.
don't know which one you would go on that one because I haven't traveled to Jennings before.
Yeah.
But I do remember when I would say I was about maybe like 19. And that bridge was so long. And I was like, how are these trees growing in the water? And they look like they're dead. And there were no call boxes for miles on that bridge. So if you got stuck on the bridge, hopefully somebody would call somebody for you, because you don't know if you're going to go to the, how far down the call box is. But it will be a pleasant drive. I always try to tell people, when you're taking a drive, just enjoy it and know that there's going to be traffic and there's going to be stops and starts.
I'm not late. She was late.
Oh, no, I don't even know why that is there. I don't know who said that.
It must have been from Lupe. Where is Lupe? How come he's not in the chat box?
No, he's in the breakout room swearing in, I think, Mr. Martinez and Mr. Nicholas. Okay, even though they're saying it's 90 degrees outside, Brenda, I went outside. It didn't feel like it was 90. There was like a nice breeze and everything.
Yeah, it felt nice.
Everyone, just give me a moment. Tom,
Yes.
I'm going to send you to a breakout room with Robert because he's trying to find that.
Okay.
So
I
I'll see
think,
you
okay.
breakout room number 5. And Robert, if you can go to 5, thank you. All right, so Mr. Pierce.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so are you requesting a jury trial?
No, ma'am, I'm not. I'm requesting a bench trial.
All right, so just 1 second. Let me get the state in here. Jordan Brown Marcus.
I'm not the one that's going to be trying, Judge, so I'm not the one to answer the question.
Yeah, it was Tom who I was conferring with.
All right, so when Tom comes back, we'll see if he agrees to a bench trial. And if he agrees to a bench trial, we'll put this on the docket so we can take care of it, Mr. Pierce, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
if the state agrees to a bench trial, when can we try Mr. Pierce's case?
I can look at the calendar, Judge. Give me 1 second.
Mr. Winter, do you anticipate calling any witnesses?
Have a good one.
And of course, I won't hold you to that.
Yeah, I don't see my side taking a whole lot of time, Judge.
All right. Tom Nesbitt?
Can you give me 1 sec, Judge? I'll be right back.
Yes.
Thank you. No.
Jordan, I know that's the attachment you have to your ear, but it looks like someone's poking you with a stick.
Hey, damn, I took my cord.
I can see it.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Pierce, we're just waiting for the state to come in
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see if they'll agree to
Thank
the
you.
bench trial. And then we'll go from there and then we'll give you a date, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I really appreciate it. I've been here too long.
All right, you're welcome.
Judge, I send you a chat.
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Judge. How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
Good, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna
Lupe
see
wants
you.
with Lupe?
Yes, I'm gonna see
Okay.
you to breakout room number 1.
Awesome. Got it.
All right, Sean, you're back.
Yeah, I see the praying didn't work, huh?
Well, I mean, I'm always open to listening to everything. All
Okay.
right, on your other client?
Yeah, Mr. Torres, I've been, all the numbers haven't worked for me, Judge. I know when they bond out, they're given, they should have been given a date. I don't know if he was given a date in this case. He may very well not have been.
All right, so what I'll do then, Sean, is I will call the case. I'll hear argument. And depending on what decision I make, we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Court is calling 2021 CR 1475, State of Texas versus Abelardo Torres. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Alexandra Williamson.
For the defense?
Sean Keen Dawes.
All right, this case was scheduled at 9 a.m. I gave defense counsel till 3 p.m. to see if they could reach their client. It is now 2:53 p.m. Defense, do you wish to go forward now, or do you want to wait the 7 minutes to see if your client appears?
We can go now.
All right. Deputy Laura, has there been an Abelardo Torres in the courtroom at all today?
No, Judge, he is not.
All right. And for the record, he has not been on the Zoom screen. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, unfortunately, yeah, no.
All right, state.
The state would request that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant for his arrest.
All right, that will be granted. Mr. Dawes, if you're able to get in touch with your client and have him present himself, then the court will reconsider.
Okay.
And if you want to see if you can get him to present himself tomorrow, the court will reconsider, okay?
Okay, good. Thank you, Honor.
All right, thank you.
Can I talk to Norma really quick?
Yes. And just one moment, Brenna, let me see. I'm trying to pull up the last record. For some reason, I can't move my screen up.
Oh, like scroll through?
Yes, I'm trying to scroll up. Let's go back on the record on that case briefly.
Okay.
Mr. Dawes, I'm going to grant the state's motion and I'll remand your client without bond. If you are able to get in touch with your client, then the court will reconsider.
Okay, thank you. And I just need to get the bonding company, because I call the regular number for the court. It always goes to voicemail.
Well, it shouldn't always go to the voicemail. There are 2 clerks back here.
Well,
and everybody in this court is hardworking.
So.
Well, I mean, why is that funny? We are.
No, I don't dispute that. It could be that there might be on other calls. I mean.
All right. right.
Because I did
no,
not, yeah, I did not leave a message each time.
Okay, now you're calling and not leaving messages, Brenda. When I was a defense attorney, you know what people would do? Clients would call me and not leave a message. It would be called from a blocked number. And you know what they would say? You haven't called me back. And I would say, wait a minute, I don't have your number. No one left a message. Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to leave a message. So Sean, you're not leaving messages, but you want people to call you back.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
I'm looking at the chat. Norma put in the bonding company.
All right, awesome.
Okay. Oh, it's Rangel. Awesome. Okay, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Yes, you too. Thanks.
All right, hey, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you. Yes. And is Tom back or no? No, he's on the screen.
I think he and Marcus may be discussing that case. I'll go check on them, Judge.
All right, just to see if on Mr. Corny Pierce, they would agree to a
Yes.
bench trial.
I'll follow up and see if there's an answer yet.
All right, because we're gonna, Mr. Pierce, just be patient with us, Mr. Winters. John, let's clear something up while we're here.
Sure, Judge.
Is it Winter or Winters?
Winter, no S.
I always thought that.
You were right.
All right, I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to see if the state is going to agree to a bench trial for you, then we can give you a date.
Sure.
I would say I like the painting behind you, but is that going to result in a conversation about all things beach?
Huh? Everybody likes that painting. That's why I have it there. It soothes the mind, you know. It has you like, you know, you can just look at it and just picture yourself far away doing things that nobody cares about. That's why it's there.
Tom?
Yes.
So Mr. Pierce is requesting a bench trial.
Yeah, we will do a bench trial.
All right. John Winter, Norma has given me dates the week of May 3rd or the week of May 10th. If you and Tom would like to go to a breakout room and discuss with Norma which day you would like that on.
Well, I can tell you right now, May 3rd is going to be tough, but May 10th is fine if Tom is okay.
I'm good. They pay me to be here on all the days, so
May 10th
we'll be here.
All right. How long are you anticipating this trial, State?
I would ask the court one question: would we do anything else that day, or would we like come in and get to the business at 9, kind of thing?
How many hours do you think?
And I'll say this, if we came in and get to the business, we'd probably be done in one day. If we try to do some things and then it's a plea and then this guy's over here talking and then that defendant's squirming in his chair, it might be like a 2 or a 3 day, because if it's the Rangel system of like do stuff all morning and then begin after lunch, 2 or 3 days. But if we just come in like Band-Aid, just one day.
Judge, I sent you a chat.
Yes, I see your chat.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't get that chat. What's it say, Bree?
Norma, then do we already have cases set on May 11th?
Judge, I can move some stuff out and just set it that day.
All right, well, let's just set it that day, and then what's set on May the 11th, can you set it on the 12th? Because Tom is telling me this will only be one day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will go on May 11th. Brenna, I'm being told that this will be done May 11th.
Okay. I also say, I can also.
Oh, no, so Tom and the defense, John, are telling me that this is not going to go to the 13th.
Okay. No
So
problem.
they're telling me one full day and they will be done.
Okay.
If it does bleed over into the next day, I don't see it going very far into the next day. So if it's one solid day, maybe one solid day plus an hour or two the next day.
All right, so we'll do it on the 11th at 9 a.m. and we'll go through and we'll complete it. If it bleeds over to the next day, then the next day we will start at 1:30. All right, then, Mr. Pierce,
Yes, ma'am.
we're going to start with your trial on May 11th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about anything?
No, ma'am, I don't. I'm glad that we don't have a trial date set.
All right, we'll see you May 11th. And Norma, if you can make sure they have all of the paperwork they need to sign with Mr. Pierce agreeing to a bench trial.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, if there's nothing else with Mr. Pierce, then you all both are excused. Is there anything else, Mr. Winter?
No, Judge, that's it.
All right, Mr. Pierce, if you remain seated, they'll have someone come to get you.
Thank you, Ms. Boyd.
All right, you're welcome. Norman, let them know that 14C can go back. And
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Nichols, we're ready with your client. If everyone can switch to English, please. Who is the person you were negotiating with?
Marcus.
Okay. All right, Marcus, there we are. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 3110W, State of Texas versus Jesus Martinez. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
For the defense?
Stephen Nicholas for defendant Jesus Martinez. Jesus has got his mute on, so.
All right.
Jesus.
All right, Norma, can you check with the 187th Martinez 14B to see if they have a deputy that has chosen the Spanish channel?
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Sí, señora, la oigo.
All right, thank you. We're back on the record. And Ms. Rios, if I could have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and from Spanish into English, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. And are you Mr. Martinez?
Sí, señora, yo soy Jesús Martínez.
I
We're
can't,
proceeding by, yes,
I can't hear the interpreter.
you're not supposed to.
Oh,
Yes, that's okay. We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Is there any objections to us proceeding by video? State? You're muted.
Sorry, no objection.
Defense?
no objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to go over documents with you that are entirely in English. Did you review those documents with your attorney in Spanish?
Sí, ahorita sí, fue los revisé. Está bien.
Was that review with you in Spanish?
Sí, señora.
All right, and Mr. Nicholas, do you speak Spanish?
Very little, Your Honor.
All right, and did you review the documents with Mr. Martinez through the interpreter?
I explained to Mr. Martinez what he was signing, but I didn't go over the document page by page with the interpreter present.
So did you go over these documents with your client in Spanish? Yes or no?
I didn't, no.
All right, then we're gonna take a recess. I'm gonna need you to go over these documents with your client in Spanish.
Okay, no problem.
All right, thank you. And I'll send you to the breakout room number 2. And if the interpreter could go to breakout room number 2, please. And Norma, can you have one of the deputies send Mr. Martinez to breakout room number 2?
Yes, ma'am.
And Tom Nesbitt, could I see you in breakout room number 4, please?
Yes, Judge.
Hey, Norma, did you get my email back?
But I don't know, you want him to go in the courtroom before she to Zoom?
Yes. Okay, and look at, where it's up. All right, everyone, I've been given a motion to modify bond conditions on Aiden Alvarado. Is there anyone who's the prosecutor on that?
What kind of case is it, Judge?
I don't know. Oh, it's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon
Let me look
or
at it.
deadly conduct firearm. And he has two cases.
Aiden Alvarado.
Yes, it's NIMAC number 603670 and 603671.
Judge, I had just filed it yesterday, and so I don't know if it's been put in front of you or not, or set for a hearing or not,
No.
but I have to be here.
All right, well, the clerks just gave it to me just now.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's saying his client has employment.
Yes, he was offered a job that starts on Monday, so I filed a motion to modify the conditions of his GPS, which is full house arrest right now.
All right, let's find out which prosecutor is on that, and then I'll send you into a breakout room to confer and see if you all agree. If you don't,
It looks like they're all CTD cases, Judge.
all right. Marcus or Tom or Jordan, are you able to confer on Aiden Alvarado?
Yes, Judge. Do you have a SID or case number?
Case number is NIMAC 603670 and 603671.
And I got a SID, Marcus, if you want that.
What's that?
His SID is 763388.
Okay, thanks.
All right, and in his motion that he filed, he has a contact person, and he says that his client is a licensed electrician and he has employment. So courtroom, can you go to breakout room number 1, please?
Yes.
And Marcus, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
No, you're fine. Breakout room number 1. Here we go.
All right, and if everyone will give me 1 moment, please.
Okay.
Yeah, you better just answer her before she calls me out there in Zoom.
No, I want her to call you out on YouTube.
All right, are you all able to come to an agreement or no?
Yes.
All right, so State, are you in agreement to the motion for him to go to work?
Yes, Judge, for the 7 to 5 Monday through Friday, in agreement.
And you say 7 to 5 Monday through Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
I thought I forgot what I was on.
All right. If you want a copy of this, you can come to the back and the clerks will make sure you have a copy.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right, and could you give this to him for me, please? Thank you. All right, everyone, we're going to stop live stream while defense is in breakout room conferring with this client, because I think that's going to take more than an hour. And so I'm going to stop live stream since